Diva on the high.
Hey, what is good? What is good? What is good, everyone? Welcome back to Georgia Sports Central, presented to you by IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. It's your boy. I'm back. Had to take some time off. Obviously, had some issues family-wise, which life happens. But I'm back. It's good to be back. Feels good to get back in here and talk some Georgia sports. Obviously, it's been a minute, so I want to go over a couple games that happened while in my absence, and then we're going to talk about the current games that just happened this weekend. Obviously, Georgia's on a bye, so they come back ready for the Georgia-Florida game, y'all. Georgia-Florida week. Yo, if you're from Georgia, you love to hear that shit around these parts. And then not only that, there's a lot of stuff. Falcons, looking good. They have the chance to fast track to sort of take this division away very early in the season and not even have to worry about it towards the end, right? I mean, they got a couple games towards the end of the schedule, but you know what I mean. If you've been seeing the games been played so far. Also, there's not much Braves news. I mean, the World Series is going on. The Dodgers are up 3-1. If you're paying attention to any of that, the Yankees did what they needed to do last night to sort of keep that thing going, but there'll be more baseball news sort of after the season's over, once the World Series is wrapped in the Braves, and we get to see what AA has in store for us, Braves fans and things of that nature. Georgia. Ain't been on in a minute. Ain't even get to talk about Georgia going to Texas and handling business, right? So we're going to talk about that as well. Georgia Tech as well. They've been on a little slide, man. Last dub they got was against Duke pretty much, and they've been on a slide. Faced some good teams, though. Can't say they hadn't faced some good teams. And the Hawks, the season has started. Hawks 2-2 right now. There's some good things. The good things I've seen that I've liked, and some things that they probably need to improve on, which we'll talk about as well. But all of that coming up in just a few. This is Georgia Sports Central, IE Sports Network. All right, what is good? What is good, everyone? What is good? Again, welcome back to Georgia Sports Central on IE Sports Network, your place for all things that are sports. And again, it's been a minute. All right, life happens. Apologies to you guys. I hadn't been here in a couple weeks. There's a couple things, man. Like I said, life happens. So, you got to deal with real world stuff sometimes. And some of this stuff has to take secondary to it. But I'm very, 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 very happy to have been able to make it back to you guys and give you guys just a little bit of talk, man, a little bit of sports talk from the Peach State. You know what I mean? So yeah. Once again, I'm back. I again took a 2 week hiatus. A lot of things have happened in those 2 weeks. I'll try to cover as much of that stuff as I can. Sort of going back and trying to keep it current with what's going on right now. Um, Also, I just want to mention reaching this point during the season between NCAA and professional football. I'm a terrible picker this season, bro. Like I've had some seasons where, like in my other channel, which you can find on at 2279 ACS or at Instant Replay 77 on X. My other Instant Replay shows when we do game picks every week. You know what I'm saying, for the next week that's coming up, and I'm doing terrible. As a matter of fact, my game picks, um, unless I'm picking teams I like, when it reaches outside of the teams I like. In other words, I'm always going to pick Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much always going to pick the Falcons. You know what I'm saying? In that regard, but like any other thing, terrible, terrible. Right? I picked the Bears this past weekend, which if you saw that game, you know that should have been a dub for the Bears. And this is going a little bit off topic, but the Hail Mary in Washington was insane, my friends. If you have not seen it, I would sort of suggest to you that you just go Google Commanders Hail Mary against the Bears and see what happens. But this season, my picks have been bad, man. Even on IE Sports Radio, man, shouts out that he does his game picks thing every week, and my picks are not good. So I have had seasons though on other platforms where I've sort of won the picks for the season, but this is not gonna be that season. I guarantee you that shit. It's looking bad for your boy. Like I normally get out of the games we pick every week, I probably get about half of them right. Which when you start to look at the end of the season and accumulate people who do game picks in whatever league you do game picks in, once you get to a certain extent, you're like, yo, you've lost way more than you won, and that's exactly what's going to happen. So, see who's up in the chat. What's good? What's good? Hey, what's good, Terry? Hey, what up? What up? What up? Hey, man, appreciate you welcoming me back, man. I appreciate it. We got everything. Hey, yeah, man. Life, right? Life, and it's funny. It doesn't just affect us. People like to do the YouTube stuff, like to get on here and sort of talk about sports, and then that it affects like real people, like professional athletes in their worlds too. They have to deal with life as well. So it's one of those things, man. One of those things. But again, don't ask me to pick your games for you, bro, because that's definitely not going to happen. So anyway, we're about to take a quick break. And after the break, again, we're going to jump right into Falcons. I am going to go back a couple weeks since you haven't seen me in a minute, to to what happened against the Seahawks. We're going to talk about that. But yeah, we have to jump on into this. So y'all take just a second break. Hold on a second. All right, guys, you can follow IE Sports Radio on X, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at IE Sports Radio, which is, you know what I'm saying, anywhere you can find it right there. I'm telling you, man, we're doing some stuff, right? Like again, once I became a part of this thing, I realized how massive it was and how many channels there were and how many passionate, like sort of sports fans that were out there who just like to talk about their teams, right? They're from these certain areas and like to talk about their teams. And shouts out Larry B for giving the people the opportunity and the platform to do so. And they're doing it, right? So check out IESportsRadio.com. If you're not a Georgia sports fan, maybe you like maybe you like Boston sports, right? Maybe you like sports in Texas. Maybe you like Southern California or Northern California sports. Maybe whatever the case may be, there's probably a channel out there that sort of will give you your sports fix for the week, if you want to call it such a thing. But yeah, so yeah, you can find us X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, IE Sports Radio. Again, IE Sports Radio. When you're talking about just downloading the podcast, if you're looking for the audio thing, you're driving to work, back from work, just want to listen to something cool. Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, Audible, Castbox, Deezer Podcast, Addict Podchaser, and GeoSavant. So all those places where you can find it. And as far as I am concerned, on X, you can find me at 2279ACX _, on X. Everywhere else is just at 2279ACS with no underscore. So you can find me there. If you're looking for any of my sports stuff that we talk about it's on Twitter at Instant Replay. Sort of 77 and sort of you can find it, just Google Instant Replay on YouTube and you can find it there. That's our weekly sports show. We cover the entire league of the NFL and also college football. So it's all football though. It's basically football. It doesn't sort of branch off to any other sports. But if you want some more in depth where we don't just cover one or two teams, we sort of get into the business. You can find that also on Instant Replay, man. And also IEsportsradio.com, man. Jump on there. You can find you some stuff. It's right here. You can find my podcast, everybody else's podcast on the network. If you just IEsportsradio.com/ Georgia Sports Central, things of that nature, and you'll be able to find we can find that kind of stuff. Okay, just a second. Also, okay, I got it. IEsportsradio.com/shop, son. They got some merch on here, bro. So if you want to get some iSports Radio merch, just head on over to iSportsRadio/shop and you can see all this merch on here that they got available for you guys. So a lot of stuff is out of stock, man. They selling some stuff, bro. People out here, they buying. You better keep tabs on this website, right? So when stuff comes back into inventory, that you can sort of purchase yourself a hat or a hoodie if you're looking for some things. Women's tees, they got the Racerback tank top, right? Oh yeah, that's that gym tank top, bro. That's the gym, and then the men's shirts. Hey, Larry, man, we need some men's tank tops, bro. We need some men's gym workout material, man. Get your boy in there. So yes, if you're looking for some merch for IEsportsRadio.com, there it is right there /shop. You can get you some of that. And yeah, man. Hey, like I said, we'll talk about a couple things. One thing in particular, man, Planet Jerky Premium Biscuit Beef Jerky. I messed that all. Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. The jerky that's on a whole other planet. If you want some beef jerky, got some of that out there. Go to the websites that are on there on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Order yourself some delicious jerky. Get on that stuff. Also, and you can order here too. Order here, planetjerky.net, where they got some of the jerky on there for you guys. If you're interested, go on out there and get you some. Also, Seal the Deal Wax Seals, man. Seal the Deal Wax Seals on Instagram. I still need to get me some, bro. I'm telling you, man. When it comes time to send out those Christmas cards, bro, you got that stamp on it. Just imagine that Game of Thrones style stamp, right? You know what I'm saying? Pour you a little bit of wax, put your family crest on there. And everybody knows this shit came from yours truly, right? When we get to that. So Seal the Deal Wax Seals is out there. All right, y'all, about to take a quick break, and when we return, jumping straight into the Falcons, y'all. See y'all in just a second.
IE Sports Radio fans, this show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, Single-A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all-brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
Hey there, IE Sports Radio fans. Be sure to check out our sponsor, Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. You just finished your very own wedding or baby shower invitations and you're looking for that extra special touch? Maybe you just wrote a letter to a relative or a friend and you want to add to their smile when they receive it. Then seal the deal with Cecilia's handmade sealing wax stamps for your invitations, letters, and gifts. You bring the deal, we'll bring the seal. You can find them on Instagram at SealTheDeal_wax stamps and on Facebook, Seal the Deal Wax Seals.
For the last 10 years, IE Sports Radio has been bringing you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes, coaches, and other authorized media personnel to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. Make sure to follow us at IE Sports Radio on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube to keep up with the latest in sports and with all of our shows. Also, make sure to check out our daily updated website at iesportsradio.com. At iesportsradio.com, you can see our daily show schedule and check out all of our show pages with personal bios to learn a little bit more about each of our awesome hosts. In addition to our show pages, you can catch the iSports Radio blog, Hall of Fame, Fans of the Month page, and our merchandise shop including t-shirts, tank tops, caps, long sleeves, hoodies, and more. For now over a decade here at IE Sports Radio, we've continued to be by the fans, for the fans, and we thank you all for your support and for making IE Sports Radio your direct feed for all that is sports.
All right, what's good, y'all? We about to jump right on into it, man. Appreciate everybody out there, everybody in the chat, everybody watching. Shouts out, y'all. It's early on a Wednesday morning. Y'all here to listen to some sports talk. I appreciate you. Yukio2437, appreciate you, brother. Hey, appreciate you, man. Nice to meet you. Hey, I appreciate it. Good to meet you as well. So anybody who's joined IE Sports Radio within the I don't sort of know the newest additions. If anybody's come in within the past couple weeks, but I've been away for just a little bit of time and just returned today. So again, my name's Anthony. I am from Georgia, a big time sports fan, love all the sports. It's sports are incredible, man. Sports are incredible. And that's not just from what we see on the field. I'm talking sports inspire people. They give people hope. They do a lot of things, and they also make you cry. They also make you punch walls. They also you know what I mean? Like sports will do that to you, but there's nothing else. But again, people say, man, it's just like I liken it to somebody say, man, like when you see somebody in a relationship, whether it's your homegirl or your homeboy, right? And they're in this relationship with this other person, right? And they just keep going back, even though they just keep disappointing them, or they're there to stay because they're just great, right? Right? But what happens when the hard times come, right? So that's what I like to say about sports fans because sports are that thing, man. If you've been a sports fan for longer than 5-10 years, you know that you've experienced the upper echelon of excellence. In some cases, I consider myself very lucky, very, very lucky. Let me make sure that's clear. Like my sports fandom since I was young, very, very young. Like I have been lucky in my sports fandom. A lot of people have not been that lucky, right? So I tend not to like to throw it in people's faces, but again, there's highs and there's lows, dog. I'm gonna tell you, this room is where normally I watch football, and there's been plenty of times when at the end of the night I'm sitting here like this, and that's not even a lie. That's not even like I'm telling you, like right after certain games, right? And if you are a hardcore sports fan, like football, baseball, basketball, whatever the case may be, if you own merch from said team, then you felt what I felt, right? You could have sports fans who be like, oh yeah, I like the Braves. You ain't got no Braves, nothing, right? But like, if you actually have paid money for merch, that sort of puts you in another thing where like, hey man, hey, sports, man, sports, right? Am I right? Sports, high, lows, everything in between, laughing, crying, cheering, sadness. That's what sports cover, man. And as much as times where I said I've been sitting here like that, I will never, ever in my life ever stop watching sports. I don't think. I just love it so much. The competition, the time the athletes have to put in to sort of be world class at whatever they do. You got to admire it, man. You got to admire it, man. So, yeah, that's what it is, man. Let's jump right on in, man. Let's pull it up. Apologies. Take me a second. Let's get to the Falcons, y'all. So first of all, but last time y'all saw me, the Falcons won 36-30 over the Bucs in overtime, right? Early season victory. And it's funny because now that y'all see me again, the Falcons just beat the Bucs again, this time in their house. So we'll go into detail about that. But 36-30 over Bucs on October 3rd. That's how long it's been since I was able to do a show. Apologies again. But so they lost to they lost to the Seahawks, man, the week after that, right? The Seahawks come in there. Geno played pretty fucking well. Yeah, Kirk Cousins had a couple of picks, just one TD that game. And sort of you see now like the high of winning in overtime on a Thursday night against the Bucs in Atlanta to sort of the next week when Seattle's good. I'm always on. Seattle they have a good team right this season. Geno's been balling to a certain extent. They have some players out there. Walker's been running the ball really well. They just got some Jackson Smith. They got some pieces, right? They got some pieces, and they've been kind of up and down this season as well. But they came to Atlanta 2 weeks ago and put the clappeth on the Falcons, man. It was not a good game for Georgia or for the Falcons, to be honest. 34-14, lost by 20 points. Look here, Kirk Cousins, 232 yards. Penix, that's how bad it was. They put Penix in the game. They benched Cousins, pulled Cousins from the game when it got kind of late and the score was kind of out of control. And then they put Penix in the game, right? He was 1 for 1, 14 yards, had himself then just one completion, and they had Bijan had over 100 yards that game for sure. Pitts, London, Mooney, all with multiple receptions apiece. Again, Drake London was the only one to score a touchdown out of the receivers that game. Let's see. There's a couple fumbles. Kirk Cousins fumbled that game. Just checking out the stats for that one. So, look, it's not surprising to see that. And then you look at the Seahawks, right? Geno Smith, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Jackson Smith-Njigba had 1 for 1 on passing, right? That's one of those trick plays. He was 1 for 1 for 35 yards. When your receiver in the toss play in the whatever you're doing with the trick play where the running back or the receiver's gonna throw a pass downfield, when he completes it for 35 yards, bro, let me tell you something. It's your day. It's your day because nobody of those plays don't pan it out like that. So, Kenneth Walker, 69 yards and a touchdown. So yeah, they came for us, man. Look, I can't making any excuses, right? Atlanta was sort of riding high off of what had just happened the week before that against the Bucs. Then they come to this one, and the Seahawks came to Atlanta and sort of let them have it, right? Let them know you know what I'm saying? We can also do the dirty bird, if you will, right? Which sucks. So anyway, and they responded. Right? You sit there and your team gets beat like that, and you look at it as, if you're Falcons fans, you look at that and you say sort of, how are we going to respond to that? How are we going to respond to the Seahawks, who, by the way, traveled across the country, right? Even though people don't look at it as much as an excuse as they used to, and it's not an excuse, but still, the Seahawks traveled from the very furthest western spot in the continent to almost the very furthest eastern spot in the continent, to Georgia, to play the Falcons, right? So they came down here and handled business, right? Road trip thing, they did their thing. So, but again, the Falcons responded. They responded. So up until this point, the Falcons have been leading the NFC South. They beat the Bucs already. They beat the Saints already. They beat the Carolina Panthers already. So they're 3-0 in the division, right? So now it's time to do cleanup. You got the 3 more games. Everybody knows that. And this was the biggest test that I've seen on the Falcons' schedule leading up until the end of the season as far as division rivals was concerned. Obviously, the Panthers this season aren't doing that fantastically, right? The Saints that started off fired, you had the Derek Carr injury, and now they aren't doing. Desmond Ridder is not. It's looking bad down there in New Orleans, right? So the Falcons seem to have the only thing in their way. The only thing in their way would have been the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So they got their second meeting of the season, right, to complete that one, and they did the thing, right? They went. The Atlanta traveled down to Tampa Bay, and they did the thing. 31-26 over the Bucs, second consecutive win over the Bucs this season, right? And they just weeks apart. As a matter of fact, the last time I was here talking to you guys about any Georgia sports. The Falcons had just beat the Bucs, like I said, 36-30 in overtime. So now it's a little different story. It wasn't overtime. Score still close, 31-26. A little 5-point win. But they needed that. So now in the division, they have 2 more games left. 2 more games to wrap up a season sweep and go ahead and just go ahead and say, hey, the NFC South is ours right now. There's 2 more games left. 2 more games. And we'll take a look at their schedule in just a second. So, yeah, over the Bucs. Look, good game. Kirk Cousins had a pretty good scramble in that one as well. But obviously with the Bucs, they're missing their 2 greatest targets. 2 players who, one surefire Hall of Famer in Mike Evans, and then in Godwin, one who could possibly be that good, right? He's a good wide receiver. I just don't think Evans has too many 1,000-yard seasons in a row, 100 touchdowns, all of those kind of things. But Godwin, he's not. Godwin is a 1B in the Buccaneers, sort of when you're talking about the receiving core, right? 1A, because that's the way I look at their receiving core, because both of those players have been there for a long time through multiple quarterbacks, right? You're talking about Jameis Winston, Tom Brady, Baker Mayfield, right? So these cats, like, they're good. So, like, doing a 2-0 sweep on the Buccaneers in any season, especially this one, when you got that kind of talent, that's a good thing, man. It's a good thing. And again, who knows how it would have turned out? But again, this is sports. Injuries happen, and you just have to deal with those types of things. So, yeah, man, Falcons, they're number 1 in NFC South right now, and we're welcoming the 3-4 Dallas Cowboys. Where them Cowboys fans at? They coming to Atlanta this weekend. We'll see what that stadium's gonna be packed, bro. I mean, it is as much as the traveling franchises, right? I'm gonna start from the top. I'll say Green Bay Packers, Pittsburgh Steelers, Dallas Cowboys, and San Francisco 49ers also travel pretty well. Those are the 4 teams that just noticeably, without you having to hear the broadcasters say they travel well, those are the franchises that you say, yes, they travel well just from looking at the stadium, listening to the crowd whenever that team does anything in the opposing team stadium. So, it's the Dallas Cowboys will be here this weekend. I'm pretty sure that's going to be a good one. I'll be talking about it next week. And real quick to go over the NFC South records. Right now, the Falcons are 5-3 in charge, right? The Buccaneers are 4-4, 2-6 Saints, and the 1-7 Panthers. So again, like I said, the Falcons, it's looking pretty good that they might be able to just go ahead and seal up this division. You know what I mean? But I do think, as I have to look at it in a second, I think the Falcons have won the game against the Panthers or the Saints really, really late in the season, so to speak. So, and again, against the Bucs, man, if you're going to look at the stats right here, oh, shit, what happened to it? It's taking a second to load. Apologies. What? Okay, here we go. Apologies, y'all. Let's see. Yeah, man. Kirk Cousins, 276 yards, 4 touchdowns. You remember last time he played the Bucs, he had 5 hundo. 22 for 29, 4 touchdowns. Yeah, again, Bijan, 63 yards, no touchdowns, rushing, so to speak. Kyle Pitts had 2 touchdowns. Obviously, the one that almost got pulled back. I got to tell you, Kyle Pitts, don't do that. Don't do that no more. If you're trying to score touchdowns, don't let the balls lag back there in your hand. Cradle that thing and score the touchdown and then start talking about, I don't know whether he was going to drop the ball or not, but that thing was a real questionable touchdown. I'll tell you that. As a matter of fact, don't know that it was. I mean, it got knocked out of his hand by the defender because he was just holding it way out there as he crossed the goal line. So don't do that. Mooney had another touchdown. Bijan had a touchdown receiving. So, hey, man, Falcons play good games, man. Good games weekend. So, again, as they sit here at 5-3, we'll yeah, as the Falcons sit here at 5-3, we'll see what happens next weekend, man. We'll as far as looking forward to what's coming next. Let's see. Where is make sure, yes. And then we got the Cowboys next week. So that's gonna be a game, y'all. That's gonna be a game. What y'all think, man? What y'all think? Cowboys coming to Atlanta? Yeah, it's gonna be nice. Gonna be something. Let's see. Let me look at this real quick. Then we're gonna take a small break. All right. Come on now. Oh, shit. Apologies. I didn't mean for y'all to hear that. Let's see. Yep, Cowboys at Falcons. Sunday, 1 o'clock p.m. Just making sure I got the time correctly. So Cowboys at Falcons. Gonna be a good one. I guarantee the house is gonna be packed, man. Gonna be packed. Cowboys fans, again, like I said, they travel. So that's gonna be a thing right there. All right. So we're gonna take a quick break. And when we get back, we talking about college football, the University of Georgia, Georgia Tech. We're gonna look at what's been going on with them lately. And let me make sure I got this in. All right, you guys, see y'all in a bit.
What's happening, sports fans? Are you a fan of Southern California sports? Are you looking for a show hotter than a hot summer day in California? Then look no further than the SoCal Supreme Sports Show, where I talk about all things Southern California sports. That's right, all sports teams from Southern California. From the hard-hitting tackles of the NFL, to the killer crossovers and big three-pointers of the NBA and WNBA, to the grand slams of the MLB, to the bone-chilling goals of the NHL, and to the booming kicks of the MLS, the SoCal Supreme Sports Show has it all for you. Oh, and let us not forget about the college sports as well. So join me, Taryn Rodriguez, every week here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
What's good, fight fans? It's your boy, Marcus Los Great, here to give you what you want, here to give you what you need. Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm coming to you live, straight from your mama's basement with a crispy, awesome white tea. We're coming to you live every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Powered by IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
All right, what's good, guys? What's good, guys? I am back. Yo, check out some of those shows, man. All this is on iesportsradio.com on the website or whatever, and also on the YouTube channel. All of these shows, so check out some of these. I try to shout everybody out that I can as far as when the rate comes to showcase a lot of the shows that are on this network. So if you're interested, there's a lot of stuff. Boxing, man, like you just now saw. Obviously, football. All sports are covered here. So like whatever your taste may be, check out IE Sports Radio on YouTube and iesportsradio.com, and you'll find something to give you your fix, right? Give you your sports fix. So here's that. So again, this is Georgia Sports Central, brought to you by IE Sports Radio, your place for all things sports. Again, not much Braves talk. Again, nothing can happen. Alex Anthopoulos, the Braves general manager, can't do really. Nothing's really going to happen until after the World Series, in which the Dodgers are up 3-1 on the Yankees. I am a Braves fan, so obviously I would like to see the Dodgers just like crash and burn, if I'm being real with you. Not the big Yankees fan either, but if you're in the National League, you probably rooting the same way I am right now. When it comes to sort of with the Dodgers, and especially if your team lost to them this season, like we did. Shouts out anyway. Tip the hat to both teams. They made it to the World Series. I can't even hate. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if the Yankees can bounce back, right? Nice game last night. Maybe the bats are awake. Maybe see this thing go to 7, man. I mean, as a sports fan, I might not be a fan of either one of the teams in the World Series, but everybody loves a Game 7. A 7-game World Series, bro? That would mean that the gameplay has been fire all the way until we get there, right? So who doesn't like fire baseball, even if your team isn't playing, right? So, all right, shouts out to both teams. See what happens after that. And again, there'll be more Braves news to come sort of after, the season's over with and we get to see what AA is going to do and what's out there. So let's jump right in, y'all. Georgia Bulldogs. First of all, let's jump back because I didn't get a chance to talk about the Texas win. I'm not going to take too much time on it because it's old news now. 30-15 over Texas. Clapped them really. And sort of that's one of the most nervous games I've ever went into as a Georgia fan. I'll be quite honest. After losing to Alabama, confidence was kind of in the team. It's always going to be high. Let's not get it wrong, right? But there are some times where you're like, man, it's going to be a tough one, bro. It's going to be a little tough. Like, I don't know if we're going to be, you know what I'm saying? Like we can all feel that, right? When you're going against, whether, and Texas is even a rival. Texas, it's going to become a rival probably since they're just doing the SEC this year, but Texas isn't technically like that team that we play every season, right? But Texas wasn't ready. And you can talk about it all you want to, any kind of excuses. Texas was not ready for the defense of Georgia, right? They brought it to them. As a matter of fact, the defense was so fire, I don't think we've seen it that dope the entire season up until that point, right? We got some of that last, hopefully we see some of it this weekend, but the defense hasn't played that well all season. We remember the Alabama game, right? Which, by the way, little slide right there. A little slide. But the Georgia defense was just too much for Texas. A couple turnovers there with I will say this. There's the play, and I know I didn't get a chance to talk about it on here. I know I talked about it on instant replay. The pass interference call, whether it was a bad pass by Carson Beck or the wide receiver cut in when he should have cut out, whatever the case may be, Texas intercepted a pass in the third quarter. Obviously, we saw what happened to that. They called pass interference on the Texas defender, which nullified the interception, right? Now, I told y'all I keep it 100. As I watch sports, when I talk about sports, no matter if I'm talking about my team or anybody else's, I try to keep it as 100 as possible. I was sitting in this room watching that game sick at my stomach. Dubs are nice. I don't like to win games with that kind of controversy surrounding it, bruh. I do not like to win games with that kind of stuff surrounding it. So when I saw that and they called pass interference and it was obviously not pass interference, right? Obviously not. I got sick. I was like, please, something has happened. I'm like, they're not going to reverse this call. I don't want to win this game with a whole bunch of Texas fans being able to say that pass interference call was bullshit, which is what would happen. As sports fans, right? So I was sick at my stomach. I literally said it to my wife. She was sitting behind me and I said, I am sick at my stomach right now about this call, right? Now, what happened after that is a bunch of garbage. I'll just be real clear with you. As much as I hated that call, the fans throwing shit on the field got it overturned. Please don't start that precedent. Please don't start that in any capacity, which I don't give a damn if it's pro football, baseball, whatever sport it is. If fans don't like calls, they can just throw stuff on the field and get it overturned. That's a bit nasty to me, man. That's a bit, you feel me? If you're a real hardcore sports fan, you feel me. You don't want to see, and if that's the case, play them at neutral sites with no fans then. If the fans can just get mad at the call and throw bottles on the field and then the refs overturn it. Because that's what we saw. Like, we literally saw that happen. Bottles came on the field. Sarkisian went over to the student section, said, please don't do that. Please don't do that. They stopped doing it. And then the refs seen that it was getting kind of out of hand and they overturned the call. Correct thing to do because the call was wrong. But you can't do that. You already threw the flag and made the call. You already nullified the interception. As much as I would have hated to have to live with that, what you guys did in that game, and it's been a couple weeks, I hadn't seen it happen since then. So maybe schools and sort of professional teams are sending letters to fans who bought tickets saying, look, you throw stuff on the field, you're going to get banned, or anything in that capacity, which we saw a Yankees fan get banned. Hey, by the way, not Georgia sports. Yankees fan, wild, ain't he? Let me steal this foul ball, right? But I watched that at work last night, like, and he held the glove. He held Mookie Betts' glove hardcore, like, let me get this ball, man. And, that's insane on so many levels I can't even begin to. Anyway, shit, I know y'all heard that. Ambulances going by the house out there. So let's take a look, man, against Texas. 23 of 41, 175 yards, 3 picks for Beck, no touchdowns, bro. All the touchdowns came from the homie Trevor Etienne. So yeah, that was a game that Georgia had to win over number 1 Texas. And we did, right? Shot us to number 2. Texas fell back to number 7. So, and again, we had a bye week this week, so no game. We were able to sort of get rested up and get prepared for the biggest outdoor cocktail party of that exists. Which, by the way, you're gonna hear me say this every time I talk about this game. That is not a neutral site, bro. Let me tell you something. Neutral sites, when the definition of neutral site is a site where neither team has an advantage. Spoiler alert, the Georgia-Florida game is played in Florida every year. In Jacksonville, too. Not North Florida, right? Mind you. But Jacksonville. That is not a neutral site. They need to do something about this shit. And you already seen where they changed the Georgia Tech game to the Mercedes-Benz Stadium for a neutral site every year, which is fine. It's literally like right down the street from Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech's almost at home with that game, right? So that's a neutral site. You can talk about 2 teams from 2 different states playing. Either put that shit in another state altogether, or every year, 1 year being Jacksonville, 1 year being Georgia, 1 year being Jacksonville. This whole thing about a neutral site, and I don't care that the stadium's split in half. One side's Florida. No. That is still not a neutral site. Georgia fans still have to travel to Florida. I know y'all feel me out there. Georgia fans definitely feel me out there. I've had this conversation probably 157,000 times in the past 10 years about that thing, because they just need to change it. They just need to change it, man. Get rid of that shit. Or leave it there 1 year and then 1 year it's at Mercedes-Benz. Do it like that so you can actually say that both teams get a fair advantage from where the thing is. But yeah, so 30. Let's see. Let me get to this next one. Let's see. So yeah, Georgia bye week this week. When we come back, we're playing Florida, which is at 3:30 p.m. this Saturday. Get prepared for it. Before we move on, just a second, let me find these. Okay, here we go. All right, so the SEC rankings so far in college football right now, and number 1 in SEC is Texas A&M, who is 5-0 in the conference. Right, 7-1 overall. You got the Georgia Bulldogs at number 2 in the conference, and the SEC at 4-1, 6-1 overall. Texas Longhorns 3-1, 7-1 overall. Tennessee Volunteers. Yo, it looks like a lot of teams gonna be getting that extra bye late in the season, because we got a bye pretty good, our second bye. We still got 4 games left though. But a lot of these teams who are 7-1 while we're 6-1 now, sort of they're gonna get that last bye later in the season. Was probably gonna be beneficial to them unless the team is just not doing good at all. Tennessee Volunteers 3-1, 6-1. 3-1 in the SEC, 6-1 overall. They're ranked at number 7. LSU Tigers they're 3-1 at 6-2, 3-1 in the conference, 6-2 overall record. Alabama Crimson Tide 3-2, 6-2 overall record. Arkansas is at 3-2 and 5-3 overall. I'm not gonna go much farther than that. There's some of those teams are down there. So that's what the SEC is looking like. Obviously Georgia not number 1, number 2 under Texas A&M. Okay, we'll see what happens with that. As we go back to let's see, Georgia. Go back to Georgia's schedule again after Florida. Then we got Ole Miss, Tennessee, and we have UMass, and then we have Georgia Tech. We don't play Mississippi State, or not Mississippi State, but Texas A&M. So who knows? We might, if luck, if we're both granted luck as teams, we will play each other in the SEC championship game, which I'm sure will have playoff implications. By the way, next Tuesday at 7:00 p.m., which is when is that? Damn, I thought I had it on here. I'm trying to find out. Oh, CFP rankings come out November 5th. Tuesday, November 5th. The very first college football playoff rankings come out 7 p.m. So, of course, I'll be back next Wednesday morning giving you a full breakdown on those, where Georgia falls, where everybody else falls, because I'm very interested to see that. It's going to be a lot to talk about with that. But again, Georgia's defense, man, showed up against Texas, so I have no doubt to think that they won't show up against Florida. And this is the home stretch again. After Florida, there's 4 more games. I said 4. We got 5 more games. After Florida, there's 4 more games. Season is still kicking, and we got to do these things, man. I think we have a leg up on even Alabama, who beat us simply because we only have 1 loss and they have 2. So when it comes to the playoff, we'll see where we fall in this first ranking. Got to take care of business against Florida first, though. So let's see where that goes. And then let's take a jump over to give me a second. Georgia Tech, y'all. Georgia Tech, they've been on a bit of a slide, man. I can't even lie, man. They last time y'all saw me, man, they had clapped Duke up. This right here. Yeah, last time y'all had seen me, they had taken care of business against Duke, and then the next two games, obviously they played Notre Dame, Notre Dame is on a they're on a tear right now, right? Notre Dame is on one, so I can't even. Notre Dame is they're trying to make their case for the college football playoff, even though they are conference lists or whatever, however y'all want to put that. So yeah, Georgia Tech, man. So they started the season off with 3 straight wins. Or no, this is wrong one. Apologies. That's the wrong thing right there. So Georgia Tech started the season off with 2 straight wins against Florida State. Remember, they're over there in Ireland, beat Florida State. Then Georgia State 35-12, and then they lost to Syracuse 31-28. Then they won the VMI 59-7. And then Louisville came to town. They lost 31-19. And then the last time you saw me, they faced Duke 41-34, and then they played against Notre Dame 31-13. Like I said, Notre Dame's on the roll right now. They're doing their thing, handling their business. And then Virginia Tech, right? 21-6 this past weekend. They lost to Virginia. By the way, Georgia Tech's about to roll onto a smooth bye. They probably need it, to be quite honest. But let's see. Look, man, you're looking at, let me find these stats, because I seen something interesting earlier. So they played Georgia Tech, right? They got beat 21-6. They out-yarded Georgia Tech 356-233, right? 2 turnovers that they had and 17 first downs to Georgia Tech's 11. Now, Georgia Tech didn't have any turnovers, and of course, you have 0 turnovers. You're more than likely to win a football game, right? In any case. So, but still, outgained it over 100 yards more than Georgia Tech had, and still weren't able to pull it out. They still got kind of blasted. It was the second quarter for Virginia Tech, had 14 points. If you go up here and look at the let's see. Look at the team stats as we get into this real quick. Again, 17 first downs for Georgia Tech, 11 for Virginia Tech, which is crazy. Third down efficiency, all of this stuff, all of these stats are pretty much passing yards, 260 to 134 over Virginia Tech. All of this stuff is very much in favor of Georgia Tech, how they lost this game. Hey, if you saw it, then you know, right? 2 interceptions for Georgia Tech, right? Turnovers, they didn't lose any fumbles. And even the time of possession, 32 minutes and 3 seconds to 27 minutes and 57 seconds. But alas, Georgia Tech falls 21-6 to Virginia Tech. Let's see. Let's go back, see what they got coming up. What's up with the schedule for them as we take a look in here. Miami. So Georgia Tech is taking a bye week this week, and then they come back against number 5 Miami. Now, if Miami is still undefeated, who knows? Who knows what they're going to be by the time they come back? But Georgia Tech plays Notre Dame, or not Notre Dame, plays Miami on the 9th of November, which is a little about 2 weeks from now. So Georgia Tech fans, get ready. Hey, but if you pull this one off, man, I mean, where we at right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need one more dub to be bowl eligible. So after Miami, we play NC State and then Georgia. Out of the next 3 games, they got to get 1 dub to be bowl eligible. Let's see what happens. Listen, I hope they're bowl eligible. I mean, I'm not the biggest Tech fan at all. I'm a Georgia guy, but obviously when you see this, the struggle is real with that team. But hey, get them another dub, man. Get them another dub. See if they can become bowl eligible. And that's all you can hope for right now. You know what I'm saying? So they got 1 week off to plan for Miami, and again, Miami's ranked number 5, undefeated. Big time. They're looking like they're about to win the ACC and shit. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. Let's get on. Let's move on real quick. That's some Tech talk. We'll move on real quick to the final team on the schedule for today. The Atlanta Hawks, y'all. Okay, so the Atlanta Hawks start off the season 2-0, right? Since they're 2-2, I'll look at a couple of the stats to give you a better idea in general about the Hawks. And look, it's the NBA season. This I can't tell you I can't tell you how long this season is if you're a basketball fan. You know the NBA season is in the 80-something, 82 games. So we still have sort of a good bit of time before you should start worrying if you're a Hawks fan. And look, 2-2 is not bad. 2-2 is not bad. 2-2 is not bad. That doesn't really look like Hawks colors. Apologies. I'll fix that next. I thought the yellow, the Hawks is red and yellow, and I thought that would look more like Hawks, but I forgot the letters are black, so kind of looks weird. But anyway, matter of fact, let me do something. I got to do something. I got to change that because it's looking a little bit too weird for me. It's looking a little bit too weird. It's kind of throwing me off. Apologies, y'all. Apologies. All right, there we go. That's some of the Hawks colors at least. All right. 2-2, man. Third in the Southeast. The last game lost 121-119. Trey Lance missed a 3-pointer at the buzzer to try to go with the go-ahead 3-pointer to win the game. So they lost against Washington. So I mean, look, it's not that bad. As a matter of fact, the next team we play is Washington, which is crazy as hell, which we play tonight. Tonight we play Washington again, the Bullets. So let's or the Wizards. My bad, the Wizards. I got old school with it for a second. So look. Even with the loss by 2 points to Washington, and look, we were missing some starters, right? Bogdan Bogdanovic was out, Vit Krejci is out, and Kobe Buffkin were all out in this past game the other night, which was when was that? That was just the other night. Let's lost against the Wizards. So started the season with a dub against Brooklyn and played Charlotte with a dub. Obviously, look at some of the players on the team. Trae Young. I said Trey Lance. I'm tripping. Trae Young. He's going at 26.5 points per game, 10.8 assists. Ngakoue is a 63% field goal percentage for the team this season. And let's see what else. Let's see full team statistics. The team is scoring so far through 4 games, 117 points per game, 43 rebounds per game, and 26.5 assists per game. Let's look at the turnover. I'm not going to just look at the bag. I keep it 100 here. Let's look at see turnovers. Oh yeah, they down there with it. Let me find them. Let's see. Okay, where they at? Oh, Atlanta Hawks. So right now with 16 turnovers so far. Is that per game? Yeah. Teams. That might be per game, which is yeah, it is. It's 16 turnovers per game, which is it's looking at the averages through the league through the first 4 games. It's pretty average. So it's not that bad for the Hawks. Ricochet doing really well. The rookie that we picked up from France is doing really well. I hope I pronounced his last name right. I've been trying to practice that shit to get it down because I'm just bad with like foreign names, especially when it's spelled as it is with an R-I-C-H, but it's pronounced Ricochet. Like it's literally, it's hard to get that thing to roll off your tongue. So that's what it is, man. And let's see. And again, like I was saying, the games against the Wizards, we have been missing a couple. Bogdanovic, Buffkin, Daniels, Krejci, and Zeller, not with team. All of those missed the last game, and we still only lost by 2 points. So any Hawks fans that are worried, wait a minute, man, it's the Wizards. The Wizards aren't that good. We're trying to be a good team this year and all of that thing. Give you hope for the season if you're a Hawks fan. Don't let this taper your hope by any stretch of the imagination, right? Okay, we were missing a lot of pieces when we played against them. So, and a lot of them won't even be back tonight when we play the Wizards again. So the last time we played them was in Atlanta. This time it's in Washington. So that's just a brief thing about the Wizards. Again, a lot of this stuff will grow and build as this basketball season goes on, and a lot of more things get to happen. And I get to talk about a lot more stuff, including Atlanta United, which don't have much on them right now today. Apologies if you were looking for some United stuff today. I promise I'll get some in here. Not the biggest soccer fan, but I try to watch as much as I can, but it's hard when this is the time of year, right? This is that time of year, October, sort of leading into November, when almost all the sports are going. Football, basketball, hockey's going, baseball's going, basketball's going, right? October is that month for sports. So it's going to be hard to sort of see everything and try to take everything in and be able to give my opinion on everything. I'm going to try my best, you guys. I'm going to try my best. Y'all ride with me, I'll ride with y'all. And so we'll both put in everything to see if we can't get this down right here. If we can't get it going. So anyway, you guys, that is pretty much the show, man. Hey. Love that beat. Shouts out Theory H2O for making that and giving it to your boy. So, anyhow, this has been Georgia Sports Central on IE Sports Radio, your place for all things sports, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Again, apologies for missing a couple weeks. Life happens, and so you got to take care of it, man. You got to take time to take care of it. None of this stuff right here is not as important as life. So, you know, when life makes us, you got to take care of it. You just got to take time to take care of it. So, that's what it is. But from here on out, I plan on seeing you guys every single Wednesday, 8 a.m. Eastern time. I picked this time because it works for me, because I work third shift, and also because I used to remember when I was driving back and forth to school, when I went to college and all those things of that nature, like listening to sports radio in the mornings was sort of therapeutic for a drive. So hopefully somebody out there is driving back and forth to somewhere and they're listening to me talk about Georgia sports and they're enjoying it. And I hope I made your drive to work better. And anybody else who listens, I hope I did it for you guys too, as well. Again, see you guys next Wednesday, man. Oh yeah, let me make sure I put some stuff out there just in case to reiterate on some stuff. The Falcons are playing the Cowboys in Atlanta this week, right? The Hawks are going to Washington to play the Wizards tonight. And once again, not a lot of Brave stuff. And Georgia Tech has a bye this week, so I'll see you guys next week, man. Yeah, this is Georgia Sports Central with your boy ACS on IE Sports Radio. We'll see you guys. Peace.